getting off of work, and I'm driving down, about to get on the freeway. And as I'm, driving to get on the freeway, I'm driving and I look, sometimes when I'm driving, I'm just focused straight. I'm focused on the road, or I'm in the zone and I'm thinking about something. So I'm not really, at times, I'm not paying attention to things behind me. But as I'm driving on the freeway, after getting off of work, I look up and I see a police car behind me and their lights is on. I don't know how long they were following me, but they didn't get on, the person didn't get on their loudspeaker, or they didn't, hit some type of siren to let me know, hey, get over, or pull over. So, but I noticed it, so I pull over, and I already know what they pulling me over for. The police person is pulling me over because I'm driving with late registration. Now, you guys been following me, right? Or if not, last year I had some financial difficulties, in moving and relocating, and I fell behind on a lot of obligations, not because I wanted to, but because I didn't have the finances to do so, right? And so one of those things I fell behind on was my registration. And if you've been in the Southern California area, but in particular the Southern California area, they are very hungry to give tickets out there, right? And I was doing food delivery service, and oftentimes it's nowhere to park, or you may park at a meter and put a nickel in there or whatever, and it goes out, right? But while you're in the store waiting on your order for them to prepare your order and hand it over to you. But keep in mind, I have the tags on my car showing that I do ride sharing services, but the city of Los Angeles, the county of Los Angeles in particular, is so hungry to get money, right, that they have these predatory parking meter maids that are literally out waiting for an individual to slip up just 1 second. And that's literally what happened. One time I left somebody in the car with me, and they were so busy and occupied that they didn't even see the person coming, and the person still gave them a ticket, right? Even the person might even looked in the car and seen that there was somebody in there, but they so desperate, so hungry to give tickets that they gave me a ticket anyway while I was in the store waiting for an order. So this is what is going on in Los Angeles County, and by that happening, and not having the funds to pay for those fines or even dispute them, because they make it very hard for you to dispute. As you can imagine, my registration built up, and I couldn't pay it, but I still need to make money, so I have to drive. It's like you're in a catch-22 situation, because you still have to make money. So you have to drive your vehicle, and if your vehicle is enabling you to make money, then you still got to keep going. Because if you stop and say, okay, I can't drive no more because my registration is passed, then what are you going to do? You're just going to be sitting there making no money, right? So long story short, I wasn't able to make a payment. I wanted to, but I couldn't, right? And then I got this opportunity to come back to Northern California, where I'm from, and they lied to me. The woman, because she had the incentive. And even though I explained to this woman my situation, because I was going to leave, she wanted me to leave one job that I was already at to come to do their job in the trucking industry. And I'm like, hey, I done been to some shit already, behind this trucking. What I'm starting to notice with y'all, being new in this trucking industry, is that you guys lie a lot. these recruiters, right? Because you want to bring people in and you don't care about how your lies might affect this individual. You just want to bring people in, right? So you guys lie a lot, okay? And I've come to realize that. So when I'm talking to this recruiter, this woman, and I'm saying, hey, you know, don't lie to me, right? I'm going to leave this situation to come to your situation because you are promised me that I'm going to make more, and that's the only reason I'm leaving, and that this job will be more conducive for my situation. So I said, don't lie to me. You know, the first time this person called me, I was like, they cap. I'm learning that these recruiters are cap. I ain't going. But then she was persistent, you know, and I said, okay, look, I already know the game now, right? I know you guys lie because you got an incentive. I need you to put it on paper or send me an email, and I need you to promise me that this is what I'm going to make, and that's the only way I'm going to leave this job. And that woman said, leave this job and come to Northern California. And that woman said, yes, you are going to make this. I promise you. And here's the email showing what you are going to make, right? Okay. I get our things together and I move us to Northern Cal for what I perceive to be a better opportunity. Turns out the lady was bullshitting me like I should have knew, right? It was all cap, right? I'm not making a quarter of what they're telling me, but I need to do it. I'm stuck. I'm now here and I'm stuck, right? And I'm existing from week to week. I'm stuck and I'm existing from week to week. So I'm still not able to take care of my obligations. So getting to it, let's get to why I titled this video the way I titled it. Okay, so today, like I said, I talked about being pulled over, and I already knew what I was being pulled over for. So when the cop, who happened to be a white officer, you know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know there are we already know there are race soldiers, and we just witnessed that in the police force. We know that. But there are, that it may be a small percentage, but there are those ones that are cool. I would say that. I have to be honest, you know. And so the officer, you know, he got out the car, white officer, white male, and he was like, you know, your registration is I pulled you over for your registration. I was like, yeah, I know. And I told him, hey, my company's not paying me enough. He said, can I see your license? You know, I said, oh, my license in my pocket. Hand my license. He look at my license. No, right as I'm handing him my license, I'm saying, hey, my company is not paying me enough. I can't even pay for my registration. I just told him straight up. I didn't try to say, oh, this, that, and make some excuse. I'm about to pay it now. No, I told him straight up, my company is not paying me enough and I can't pay my registration. And you know what he did? He looked at my license and said, oh, you're a Class A driver. I was like, yeah. He's like, here. Gave didn't even check my license, didn't even run it. Gave it back to me and say, just take care of it when you can. Now, I don't know if he felt sympathetic for me or he's seen that, you know, I'm a Class A driver and I'm trying. But I was like, you know what I'm saying? That's what's up. That's what's up, man. I mean, I appreciate that. I have to appreciate that because he could have made my situation a lot more difficult. But he didn't. Because he has sympathy. And this is why I say you have to be brutal in life, right? One thing I learned about being in the streets is brutal. The streets is brutal, but the corporate world and the regular world is at times more brutal. And this is why it's more brutal. Than the streets. See, the streets, you know it's brutal, right? But the thing about in the streets, when you get done wrong in the streets, and you can get back, then you can get back at those entities that did you wrong, and it'll be understood why you did what you did for those entities that did you wrong. In the corporate world or the regular world, you can't do that, right? If a MF screw you over on money and you try to take action on this individual, your ass going to jail, your ass getting locked up, and they'll go on about their life. So they can literally screw you and do you wrong and put you in a bad situation, and there's nothing you can do about it. You could try to take them to court, but how long is that process going to take, right? And there's no guarantee that you might win. And they can play politics against you in this corporate world, in this regular world, that can mess up your whole situation, like this recruiter did to me, because they had some financial incentive. And that's what it was. She had a financial incentive. These recruiters have financial incentives to get asses in seats, right? Get asses in seats, and that's their whole objective. And they don't care how their own objective is going to mess the other individual up. They're only concerned about their self and getting asses in seats. Okay? Even when you explain to them, hey, if what you promised me, I need this. It's not just about me, it's others that depend on me. They don't care, because they're good, and all they care about is getting a issue, and there's nothing you can do about it, right? I can't go to that woman's office and say, hey, why the hell you did this to me? Give me what you owe me. No, I'll get arrested, right? So that's why I think this side is more brutal than the corporate side. I mean, than the street side. And it's why I feel like you have to be brutal in this world. Because after so many years of people playing you and screwing you over and playing you and screwing you over and playing you and screwing you over, and you trying to do things the right way, but they keep playing you and screwing you over, you get to a certain point that they may call the breaking point, where you say, you know what? Since I keep getting screwed over and I'm trying to do right, let me turn brutal and let me do what they doing to me, right? I'm not saying go out and do no crazy shit. I'm not saying that, right? I'm not saying go out and do no violent stuff. But when I talk about being brutal, I'm talking about being cutthroat, like this world is being cutthroat to you, right? So if you could see a way you can get up on them, then get up on them, right? Right? For example, right? Charleston White said this the other night. You see some type of work hazard or something like that, and you report it to OSHA. All right, that's how you say it, which is the organization, the government organization that basically deals with workplace hazards. You report it to them, but you give your name. And what he said is, more than likely, they're going to retaliate because you report it. And then what you can do is you can sue them because you report it. You were a whistleblower, right? He said, don't be anonymous. But yeah, give them your name. That's what I mean by being brutal. You got to be brutal like that. You slip and fall, and even, and you may not hurt yourself. Say you hurt yourself. Say you hurt yourself. And so that you can get workman's comp and play it out. And that's, you have to be this way, because they're brutal towards you. They're brutal because they're not paying you a livable wage. They're brutal because they're not giving you good benefits, all because they want to save money. They're brutal because they're trying to replace you with robots, AI. So if that's how it's going to be, then let's be that way, right? Be brutal because they being brutal to you. And that's just, it's sad, but that's the world we live in, especially in this United States. You can't play nice guy no more because they ain't playing nice guy. And that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is, man. So with that being said, this is your brother Jay International tapping back in once again. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and I will holler at you later.